G'day guys, welcome and thanks for watching Fishing Adventures Hawke's Bay. For today's video, I'm going to show you how to tie the most versatile knot ever invented. Now with all these different fishing knots out there, it sometimes can get very confusing. But if you're a beginner, this is the only knot you'll need to learn, and it will satisfy up to 95% of all your fishing needs. It's easy to tie, it's strong, and you can use it for almost anything. This is the uni knot. I've done a video on the double uni knot before, and if you haven't seen that yet, you can click on that link right there and you can go and watch that. For the rest of you guys, you loved it so much I decided to make another uni knot video and show you how you can use this uni knot for your entire fishing setup, starting with a reel. So when you're spooling your reel, you start with a mono. And what I normally do is leave myself a nice long tag end and then wrap it around the spool twice like that, and then lie it parallel with a main line, and then you just create a loop around your finger, pinch it right there. Now you can open this loop if you feel comfortable with having a little bit bigger loop, and then you just take the tag end and you wrap it inside that loop. And for this purpose, you can do it only 4 times. That would be sufficient. Right, then I pull it tight, not too tight, so then it will slide on that, and you can just pull it tight all the way until the end. Right, so as you can see, I messed it up a little bit, but no worries. This knot, you can actually undo it. Right, so we want to undo it, you just pull it back, and now we can cut off the tag end. Right, that I can undo this. And if you figured out what I did wrong, yes, I forgot to open the bail arm. So open the bail arm, just wrap it around the spool once, twice, and pull it tight. See, no worries, you can undo this knot, but once the fish pulls on it, if it has to spool you for some reason, that's not going to break. That's strong as hell. Right, now we can close the bail arm and we can start spooling our reel with some mono. So normally some people just use a little bit of mono as a backing, and then they go over to braid. So no worries, you can just cut it there, and you can use the uni knot again. Join your braid, and there you can join your braid to your mono, starting with a uni knot. Pinch it down in the middle, leaving yourself a bit of a tag end, wrap it around your fingers, open the loop, and wrap it 6 times this time. I like 6, you can do whatever you want. And then pull it tight. Right, now we do the braid end. Go around 6 times. And pull it tight. So with braid, always just do it a little bit slower because it likes to bundle up on itself. Right, and then you just, from there, you just need to lube the 2 knots and the area in between. So just lube that up and pull it tight, and you'll see that cinches up nicely, and that's joining up braid to mono. Easy as that. Trim off the tag ends, and I like to just burn it a little bit with a lighter. That keeps it from hooking when it goes through your guides, and also keeps the braid from fraying. Right, so that is your connection mono to braid. Now another way you can use the uni knot, if you have a snag or for some reason your braid, you have to cut your braid or your braid got cut, you can now also use the uni knot to tie braid to braid. Right, just pinch it in the middle, leaving yourself a bit of a tag end on both ends, then form a loop and go through that loop 6 times. So with braid again, just when you're drawing the knot, just go nice and slow because it likes to bundle up on itself. Feather it a little bit and pull it tight. Right, that's the first one done. Now the second one, right, lie it parallel, pinch it, form a loop and go through your loop 6 times. And then you can draw the knot slowly. See how that forms? That's perfect. Now when you pull on this main lines, they will slide towards each other. Lube it up again and pull it tight. And there you go. That's braid to braid. And then the next thing you want to do once you get your reels now full of braid, so the next thing you want to do is perhaps tie on a snap swivel. So you go through the eye of the swivel and then you pull it, leave yourself enough tagging to work with, form a loop over your fingers and then go through that loop 6 times again. And then pull it tight. Right, and then that just slides back onto the swivel and you can cinch it up nicely, nice and tight. Right, so there's your snap swivel tied onto your braided main line. Now next thing you want to do is maybe put a normal swivel on there, and this will go to, say, your rig with your hook attached to it. And then once again we can go mono onto that. Take a piece of mono, go through the eye of the swivel, leave yourself enough tag end, form a loop and then 6 wraps through the loop. And pull it tight. Once again, a little bit of lube on the line and on the knot and cinch it up nice and tight. Cut off the tag end. Right, so that goes onto your leader line or your rig. So you get to about there. You want to tie on another swivel. This way we're going to tie on a 3-way swivel. And once again just using the uni knot. For the hook, some of you guys would recognize these little beauties, OM flasher rigs from Australia. My mate Darren over in Australia hand ties them and he makes them really high quality hooks. And this definitely catches fish. I've caught so many fish on these hooks. It's unbelievable. Right, so that's OM Flasher. And I'll leave a link in the description. Proudly handmade in Australia. So go and check out my mate OM Flasher rigs. I'll leave a link in the description. If you haven't got your hands on these rigs yet, just go check out his website. He's got so many different styles. Like this one is a double gang. You got the normal live bait style hook. He's got circle hooks. He's got assist hooks. Like every style of hook you can think of, you can find it from him, and it's really good price too. So tying on the hook again using the uni knot, we'll just go through the eye of the hook and loop, open the loop and go through 6 times. And then pull it tight. Okay, and put some lube on that, and then just cinch it up nice and tight. So for the last one, what we can do is we'll tie a sinker onto the end of the rig, and that's a whole setup tied just using the uni knot. So attaching another uni knot to the 3-way swivel, and at the end of that we can put our lead or our sinker, and also just use the uni knot to do so. For the sinker, I normally just do 4 or 5, and that'll be enough, because if you get a snag, the sinker gets snagged in a rock or whatever, and you're fighting a fish, you don't want to lose the fish. You'd rather have the sinker just snap off. So there you go, guys, sinker, and then there you've got your this is a bit long, but anyway, you got your hook attached. From there you got your swivel, you got your snap swivel, you've got braid to braid if you had a break in the line, you have braid to mono for your backing, and then all the way back to your reel. And once again, you can easily take this knot off just by pulling it off and taking it off your reel. This is if you ever want to go back and replace your line on your reel. Normally you have to get a knife and then try and cut the line open and wedge it out, and that damages your spool. But with this, you don't need that. You just pull it off, easy as. And that's a whole complete setup with one knot. Now, if you're just running it straight to leader line and then straight to a, say, a jig, vertical jig, no problem. Use the uni knot. If you're using soft plastic, you can use the uni knot. Slide baits, sliding jigs, anything you can think of, the uni knot's the perfect knot for it. It's super strong, it's easy to tie, and you can use it for just about anything. If you enjoyed this video, then give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click on the bell button. Then you'll get notified the next time I upload a video, and you can watch it. Now click on that box, and I'll see you in the next video. This video, I'm gonna G'day guys,